So here we have it. This is the day after we wallpapered the room. And by we, I meant my husband and then I supervised. I don't have patience to put up wallpaper. It's a little too much for me. So overall, it seems to be holding up. I know that they typically recommend after you paint the wall to give it at least a month for the paint to cure. But like I mentioned in my last video, I had used the fast drying option. I also, I think, painted over the 2 coats of black paint that have primer in it. I did the paint one day and then the first coat one day and then the second coat the next day. So I feel like there's an ample drying time in between then. And then this is the wallpaper 2 weeks later. Now, as you may have noticed, we had some problems with continuation for wallpaper. And I made the decision, instead of having it stop and start in the corner, like, you know, most people may typically do, was to put it by the window frame, because I did want to make sure that, you know, the parts that we tend to see most are most continuous. So what I plan to do as a solution is maybe have like a curtain, you know, just one of those little narrow curtains here in the corner, just covering that seam. And that should hopefully no longer be a problem. So that may change some things that I had in mind for, like, you know, the toilet paper holder and whatnot, depending on once everything gets back in place. But here's the first step. I need to finish doing the crown molding area up top there. Well, I don't know if we call it crown molding, but the trim. The curve trim was fine, but it just made me nervous because it didn't seem like it was curing to the shape. So I'm gonna try and maybe cut into a little bit. I think it's called crabbing, I don't know, so that it can take to the curve a little better than before and put it back up there. Hopefully I don't scratch the wallpaper in the process, because I really was hoping to wrap that up before doing that. But here's where we are. And once that's done, I mean the trim, I'll move on to doing the floors, and hopefully bit by bit we should be able to put everything in place. But I'm gonna give the wallpaper at least, you know, a few more days just to be on its own before I start tampering with it in terms of like putting any mirrors up or any other fixtures up. But so far, I really am liking how the room looks. Not too bad.